Hi there, welcome to Good Sithkeeping. Today we will be unboxing and swatching my monthly Maniology subscription box. This is the January box and it is themed for Valentine's Day, or kind of a different take on Valentine's Day. This is the card that tells you what's included in the box, the plates and the polish, and this is the inspiration card with a tutorial on how to get this look. So it shows you the different steps, and this one actually has reverse stamping on it, which is the first time I've seen it since I've been doing this, which I think the first time I did it was back in September. Wow, it's hard to believe that this is the 5th subscription box I've done. Every month I keep questioning whether or not I'm going to keep doing it, and then every month they give us something new and fun, and I want to see what's going to happen the next month. So I'll probably do it again for February. Maybe they'll do something exciting for the March theme. As usual, we have 2 new nail polishes. These are specifically stamping polishes, and in my experience so far, they usually work really well with their stamping plates. This first color is called Dovetail. It's kind of a taupey neutral, but look at this silver sheen. That's really interesting, and I can't wait to see how that looks on the nail, if that will show up very well. And this other color is a holographic type color. I can't tell if it's purple or burgundy, when it hits the light just right, you can really see that rainbow kind of holographic look. So that'll be fun to play with as well. I don't know if you like stickers as much as I do, but most months they have sent us a new sticker. So this one is kind of that hang 10 hand gesture, and I think that's a cool little sticker. Every month they include the stamping guide, which is just the instructions on how to do stamping plates. And this appears to be the gift for the month. These very, very tiny little black studs. They're so sparkly. I don't usually use these in my nail art very often, but I like having them. These are weird though. Look at this shape. They don't appear to have a flat side, so I'm not really sure how you would put those on the nail. Oh well, let's go ahead and look at my favorite part of every box, which are the plates. As usual, we get 2 new plates, and I will try and get the best shots that I can for you. It's so hard with that reflective nature, the mirror of them, but you can see that this one has like Aphrodite and a couple of kind of print looking ones, and then the second one has letters, and that's pretty interesting. We haven't seen that before. One is like a solid letter and one is the outline of the letters, so we'll see if we can put that to use this time. As usual, I will go ahead and use the new polish on both a black base and a white base. We'll start with Dovetail. I forgot to show the stamping process. My recorder was turned off, but here's what they look with the same print on both base colors. I think it shows up well on both base colors. It just doesn't have a very impactful look, and you can't see that silver sheen at all. So I went ahead and tried putting the smudge-free top coat on both nails to see if maybe that would bring out that silver sheen at all, and I'm not seeing it in this footage. I will try some different angles at the end of the video, but it's kind of unimpressive. So let's go ahead and try the same thing with Aphrodite. Again, you can really see that rainbow while it's in the bottle, so I'm hoping to get that same effect when we stamp it. The stamps picked up really, really well. I did not have nearly the issues with picking up and applying the stamps like I have in previous videos. And you can see that it shows up very nicely over the black. You can see the crisp lines. I was pretty impressed with the way the stamps were working this time around. I will note that I used the Orly Bonder before I applied the stamp on every nail that I did in this video, so maybe that's what helped everything stick so nicely. but look at how clean this looks. You can tell though that this Aphrodite color looks better on the white than it does the black, but you can see the sparkle on the black a lot better. You just can't see that holographic look. So again, I'm not really sure if that's the wrong lighting or what's going on, but we'll show different angles later. I brought out my Maniology white again for this video because I thought that would really work well with the clouds, and this blue color is just one that I've had on hand. You can see I kind of flubbed right there. I started to set it down before I was ready and then didn't commit, so there's kind of a weird issue in the middle of the nail, but I figured I was going to cover it up with a different stamp. So I went ahead and put the Orly Bonder over this white, and that smeared it a little. So this nail wasn't one of my better ones. I used the dovetail and one of the little cherubs to try and put like an angel in the clouds. And is it me or does this guy look evil? Oh well, let's move on from that one. I've had this metallic gunmetal gray type color for a long time. I think it was maybe part of a set that I bought, but I thought it wouldn't look nearly as garish as straight black. And I love the look of like gray and pink together. So this was one I was very excited to do, using the barbed wire from the plates on this really pretty sparkly pink that I had. And I wasn't disappointed. I love the way this looks, and the stamp transfer was so clean. So I went ahead and put Bonder over this, and then used Aphrodite to use one of the roses and put that over top. Now, I think this is a really good demonstration of kind of different techniques and stacking and layering, but look at how you can kind of see through the Aphrodite. You can still see the barbed wire underneath. So it's important to note that this is not the most opaque polish. And that's not a criticism, that's just kind of an observation. So I wanted to use a similar technique over a pink metallic polish that I have. And I used the clouds for this one with Aphrodite again. And it's a very subtle look. You can sort of see the darker burgundy over the lighter pink, but it's not very obvious. So then I went ahead and added some letters. Let me tell you, this is a very, very tedious process. If you're trying to spell out something, you have to go one by one with the letters, and you have to clean off the stamper to only be placing the one letter that you're trying to place. So I'm not sure that this is something I'll do on the regular, but it does look cool. I could have gone the extra step of outlining each letter, but that just seemed like so much work. This is one of the Aphrodites out of two, and my white stamping polish. This one did not come out as crisp or clear as the other stamps did, so that might be a defect in the stamping plate. I'm not really sure. It's just not my favorite. This other base is a linear hollow over black, which I just love the look of holographic polishes under stamping. So I was hoping that it would come across and look really cool with dovetail and this really weird stamp. I don't know if it's like an anatomical heart on vines, but again, dovetail just wasn't really that impressive. It's a pretty color, I just can't seem to find a background where it looks great. I wanted to quick show you the experiment that I did because when I first saw Aphrodite, it made me think a lot of the Halloween collection color, Thriller. This was back in the September box, the one on the right, and I just thought they looked so similar, so I wanted to paint them side by side so that you could see if they really are close in shade, and they're not. Aphrodite on top here is much more red and a deeper, darker hue, but they both have a beautiful holographic look when they are painted like this. Maybe not so much when you stamp them though. Still, you know how much I love glitter and holographic polishes. So this last part is a reverse stamping technique. I pulled out two of previous subscription box colors. that kind of dark foresty olive green, and the Halloween green. So these are both available from Maniology. And I use these little paint cups. They're on a ring, and I got a whole bunch of these from Amazon for this purpose. So you can sort of have like a color palette right close at hand without worrying about having to like open and dip a tiny brush in the nail polish bottles. So these came in super handy, and I will go ahead and post a link to them through the Amazon link down below. Look how clean the transfer was on this leafy vine stamp. It really gave me a great base to work from, and all I did was just dab the polish using a really small paintbrush, and you'll see when I flip this over later that you're basically coloring in the lines, but because the lines are on the bottom, when you lay down the stamp, those lines will actually appear to be on top. So this is a really great technique. If you've watched my previous videos, I haven't always had success with this, but I think I nailed it this time. I think it's just a matter of letting this dry long enough, and then also using that Orly bonder on the base of the nail, letting that dry so that it gets kind of tacky. And I think this is the one, you guys. So maybe I've finally nailed this reverse stamping technique. I did speed this up quite a bit because I'm not sure that I have enough to talk about to talk through this whole technique, and it's kind of boring just watching me tap the whole thing. So I didn't even do the whole thing because I sort of figured my nail isn't that big, and I didn't want to waste a bunch of time or polish when I wouldn't have enough surface area to even stamp it on. So again, I used the Orly bonder to give me a sticky base coat. Look how cute that is. It kind of has like a watercolor look where it goes over the edges, and I don't mind that at all for my style. But maybe for you, you might want to be a little cleaner. There's probably smaller brushes you could use, but look how good that is. It is a little dark where that dark olive green is over the red, but it's still so pretty. I think that this is one of the best nails I've done on this video. I'm so excited. I hope you like this one as much as I do. So here are all of the nails that I did on this video, but keep watching because I'm also going to show you the nail swatches in sunlight. So here you can see the sparkling look of some of the polishes, but you can tell that with stamping you kind of just lose that sparkle sometimes. This one you can't see any of that shimmer on the dovetail at all. And to me that's not a deal breaker, but if you are shopping for polishes, then maybe that's just something to keep in mind. Like again, here you can see all of that sparkle in the base color where you're not necessarily seeing that with the stamping polishes. So it's really just personal preference on what kind of look you're looking to achieve. This one you can actually see Aphrodite sparkle quite a bit. So I think Aphrodite is a bit more successful in the sparkle factor than Dovetail is. And you can see here, this is Dovetail on top of that linear hollow. The linear hollow is showing up very nicely in the sunlight, but you don't see any of that silver sheen on Dovetail that you saw in the bottle. But I do want to be clear that I am not at all hating on Dovetail. I think even in this swatch here, it looks so nice over the black, and I think over the white it also looks really pretty as that kind of pinky taupe neutral color, and for that purpose I think it's a great color. You can see in both of these swatches that the stamp was actually really clean, really crisp, and the formula works wonderfully as a stamping polish, so I have no complaints in that regard. And finally, for the last two swatches, this is what Aphrodite looks like on just a plain base color with all of its holographic glory. Again, you can see on the black that you kind of lose that detail of whatever it is you're stamping, but that hollow just really, really sparkles and shines. It's gorgeous. Whereas on the white, you don't seem to see as much of the glitter and sparkle, but you can see a lot more of the detail in the stamp. So two very different looks that I think are both wonderful. I think of the box that Aphrodite is probably my favorite of the two colors. And that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will like and subscribe. Please leave comments down below. Let me know what additional content you'd like to see, and I look forward to posting more videos. Have a great day.